We don't learn to be educators the way teachers learn to be educators, right? Like they have teacher certification programs where they teach you how to manage your classroom and instructional strategies and how to differentiate your instruction, right? All these teaching strategies, and they teach you about the philosophies, so you have a really solid understanding of how to approach your classroom and get results. We don't have that. We learn by, it's called the apprenticeship of observation. I talk about it in my thesis, right? So we learn by observing how our teachers taught us, right? And that can be dangerous because it puts blinders on. And so you think that the only way to be successful is to replicate what made you successful, right? And a lot of times that doesn't necessarily translate, or it creates dangerous or non-ideal situations, right? So we have to expose ourselves to as much philosophy or philosophical ideologies about how to teach. We have to expose ourselves to as many different strategies that we can, not because we're going to use every single strategy, but when you know what's out there, you can adapt them to what your classroom needs. But we don't get that opportunity. We are hired for our specific skill set, not for our understanding of pedagogy, right? And guys, pedagogy is just a really fancy way of saying like it's the art and practice of teaching, right? It's not just what we're teaching, but how we're teaching, why we're teaching, where we teach, what our end goal is, right? It's just a fancy education word, academic word. Um, so we're not exposed to pedagogy. We're hired because we know how to throw a really solid six, and we know how to follow directions, and we know how to read a drill chart, right? That doesn't necessarily translate to good instruction.